Listen, folks, I know there's a history here. I'd like to get this hearing in today. You know, everybody needs to just focus on the relevant facts, okay? I know there's a history here.
Are you talking up by Sunset Mart? Up the hill by the gas station?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you? All right. Who's responsible here?
What's that?
Who's responsible here? Whose house is this? You guys have been drinking or anything, right?
No.
Okay. Drive careful, okay?
Will do, thank you.
This is what the other group had that ran away.
Oh, really? You just ditched it? Awesome.
Yeah, those ones kept walking in the car.
It's truly for the win.
That I was given to. So there was 2 different discs. Okay? They all knew about it.
We're not here to talk about the alcohol stuff, okay?
Okay, yeah.
But this is the second noise complaint we've had here tonight within 2 hours.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Is this your place?
Yeah.
Perfect. You know why we're here?
I see noise.
Noise, yeah.
Yeah.
Big speaker right there.
Yeah.
Nothing against having a party. Once neighbors start calling in, then we have an issue.
Like brains, and like if you need a lot of brains, you're gonna be
In trouble. What is up, guys? Welcome to the Transparency. What is good? Today is the 29th all day. Shout out, happy birthday to my mom. Fine wine. She just keeps aging like a fine wine. She gets better with age. So welcome back to the Transparency. We got some new docs. We got the paper from Moscow, Idaho. We got a couple papers. Demolition. You know, I have no idea what people are doing in Moscow, man. I don't know if they live in bubbles or what. Somebody called in and said, "Hey, we're having problems parking on on King at 5:27 a.m. the day of the demolition." And it's like they've been having signs up like just nonstop, and you call in and say, "Hey, I can't park my vehicle at 5:27. I can't get down the street." Well, where have you been? You know, I mean, I just don't know what they're doing in Moscow. I swear they live in a bubble. But hey, so let's take a look here. Boom. Order. Setting hearing on defendant's motion to reconsider or for permission to appeal, guys. This is what was happening right before the demolition. I think these were filed on the 22nd? But we have a date with Destiny here. We'll be having a hearing on defendant's motion to reconsider orders denying motion to dismiss indictment, and in the alternative, permission to appeal. This is so that we can have this appeal going on while we're still proceeding. Very rare, but when you ask for something like this, it's kind of like you're asking because you think that there's grounds for it. So this is going to take place beginning at 11 a.m. They want us to know that this is taking place Pacific time. So you want to know why? Because they can't get their times right. Hey, we're going to be knocking down the house at 7. No, they started at 5:30. 5:30 in the morning. Hello, Too Legit to Quit. How you feeling? Miss Lana's doing fabulous. But so we have another court date here. January 26th, 2024. So we have a court date. And again, this is to there's inadmissible evidence, lack of sufficient evidence, and prosecutorial misconduct. So everything that they were doing before, this hearing will be sealed and closed to the public to protect the privacy of the grand jurors and grand jury's procedures. At 1 o'clock, we'll have a little break then. And at 1 o'clock, PT, Pacific time. Judge on it. You guys will be having the court will hear argument pertaining to the order denying motion to dismiss indictment for inaccurate instructions to the grand jury. So, but this is these just dropped. So we actually have a court date. So these just dropped. This is an order, guys. This isn't like a motion. This is an order from the courts. Hey, we have a date. This hearing will be open to the public, though, the 1 o'clock one. So come on down and bring your goodies. The public and the media may attend in person or can watch the live stream feed of the proceedings found at www.youtube.com channel UCA. Judge's channel. So, with that said, we have a date. We all have a date together. Let's see. Again, this was filed the 28th, drop today. So I guess we'll all have a date. Now, that was the first thing I wanted to talk about. The new docs, they just dropped. Moving on. I got some new photos for you guys. I think that they laid fertilizer on the property. No, I'm being serious. I think that they went out and bought some dirt. They got dirt from somewhere. Okay, wait till you guys see these new photos. Can't make this though, man. But a shout out to Boston. Drip Drop showed where secret doors were landed. Did you see it? Yeah, where do you think he got them from? Right here. We showed it the last time we did all this. Yeah. I always do my my tinfoil show for Miss Potts. So I showed you guys that. I'm gonna show you guys some dirt. You guys want some dirt on some people? I got some dirt for you. So let me add the pictures that I want to put on here. That one's a good one. That one's a good one. Yeah, that's fresh. Fresh. They are still guarding the house because it needs to be guarded. In case somebody pisses on the property. Okay, let's go with this. Send it on over. Yeah, come on in. Let's go ahead and take a look here at some new photos. We got some new photos. I want to play photo hunt. I got a ton of photos. I'm just going to go through them, but we're going to start from the beginning, guys, or rather than the most recent stuff that's been going on. With that said, here we go. Here she blows. Okay. Looks like they brought in some new dirt. Packing in some dirt there. Again, maybe they're not. Maybe there was just all that dirt underneath it. So, but there you go. Come on in. Truth and Transparency Atlanta. I wonder if Ann Taylor ever watches your lives. She really should, says Lucas. Ann Taylor has me on speed dial. So, by the way, Merry Christmas, Miss Taylor. Shout out. T-Town. So, there we go. There's some of your Let's take a look at this. Here we go. These were the covers from the Daily News. Crews demolish murder house. That's so original. There you go. There's the first one there. Crews demolish murder house. Special. But we did get a copy of that. We got a copy over here. King Road home demolished. So Lewiston Tribune and the Daily News over here. Crews demolish murder house. So wanted to make sure you guys saw those. I got a copy of both of those. You know, in case Brian Kohlberger is innocent, he can sign it for me. Just kidding. That's crazy to say murder house. I know, right? Just there you go. I knew there's some people that would say that they brought in the dirt to hide the tunnels. That may be the case, guys. We're going to find out. Because tonight, we're going to go out there with shovels. We're going to dig it up. We're going to get Natasha Cooper's kids to dig some graves. Speaking of Natasha Cooper, not sure if you guys know this or not, but Gypsy Rose, is that her name? She's a free woman. She took her first free selfie. Yes. She literally took it from a hotel mirror, like the old time, you stand in front of the mirror and you take it. So Gypsy Rose, had her online boyfriend come on over, kill her mom. He got life. Gypsy Rose, she got 10 years, I believe. Maybe she got more, but maybe she's out on good behavior. I don't know. But she legit posted her first freedom selfie. And, I'm going to let you guys go find that on the internet. You guys go find that. I was told that Natasha Cooper was there to pick her up. Moving on. Here we go. I wanted some good pictures of this dirt. Take a look at this dirt. All right. So it wasn't bad enough that they were popping wheelies. But we got this dirt. Looks pretty fresh. She looked fabulous, New Orleans lady says. Speaking of New Orleans lady calls me up. I'm with my family. In between doing the demolition stuff, being there for family, being there for friends. But New Orleans lady calls me up and she says, did you know that Jonathan Lee Riches, have you seen his one lawsuit? I said, which one? You know that he sued himself. So I said, that's probably the only one he's ever won. I'm a fan of Jonathan Lee Riches. I love his hustle. So I can say, I could joke around with him. But no, she was sending me this other case. And she's like, I need you to read this. And I'm like, I thought it was something about the Idaho4 case, okay? And she comes and wants to talk to me in the middle of my lovely holiday about Jonathan Lee Riches' case, like when he went and sued somebody. So, but I was like, all right, give it to me. She's like, somebody wants him to name himself Victoria. I said, can you imagine that? Anyways, yeah, she sent it to me. I'll get it over to you, Boston. I just had to say that. I saw you in chat there. I love my mods. They're the best. They make it all happen in chat. Anyways, Jonathan Lee Riches, Merry Christmas from my family to yours. And to your cat, OJ. Meow. So here's some more looks. This is the house that no longer stands. It is. There we go. Now, again, I was told this wasn't starting until 7. Well, we didn't get a noise complaint, guys. We got it at 5:27. We got a call that came in at 5:27 saying we had some parking issues. Nobody called in any noise complaints yesterday. Imagine that. These are all the different angles I wanted. I want to know if the trees were going to go with it or what. And let's go back to right here. There you go. Best mods ever. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Crews demolish murder house. Like, what a title. Can't make it up, man. Can't make it up. So I'm curious how long they're going to keep the fence up and keep it under surveillance 24 hours. So looking at it all torn down, it is unreal, right? Unreal. What time was it on the permit for them to start? Actually, it was a very weird permit. We're going to go over that when I do a little deep dive because I'm going to do history on the house. Yes, son. What can I have? Running it over here. Let's take a look. I got some more pictures I want to show you guys. Oh, before we go to the pictures, fun fact for you guys. Ready? Me and Joyce, obviously we communicate a lot. Home team, part of the team. I call up Joyce today and I said, hey, just want to say, fabulous job working the cameras. Love you to death. How you doing? How your hands? Was it cold? And I was like, speaking of the purple jacket lady, I wanted to ask you a couple questions about purple jacket lady. Ron Burgundy, we're going to call her. Ron Burgundy here. Do you guys know? You guys are going to shit because I bought shit. This woman, by God, Ron Burgundy, she is the woman from the press conference that said that she was a reporter and she was not. She comes clean to Joyce. Praise the Lord, Joyce. Joyce is like, hey, you know how you did your second live? Were they really being serious about the woman in the purple? I said, Rhonda Burgundy. You guys, do you guys remember the press conference? Because I'm going to show you the woman that was in front of Joyce taking up my prime parking. She comes clean to Joyce and has a heart-to-heart with Joyce and says, I was at the presser. I was the one that asked the question. And I said, stop. You guys, OMG. Joyce and Rhonda Burgundy had a heart-to-heart, and I flat out said, does she want to come on the channel? I think she should be interviewed because it was that epic. She was the only one I thought was, not throwing up softball questions. And remember what her question was? I'm gonna go back and I want to show you guys. It was I can't remember. It was presser 2, right? It was presser 2, I believe, because she raised her hand and she asked a great question, and it was, have you ruled out it could be a woman? I think she wanted to know if the killer, are you guys ruling out that it could be a woman? And obviously she was going on the path of like the roommates, are women, hello. So, and I'm over here like, you guys, because all you have to say is you're just independent journalists, who cares? But whatever she said, okay. Here, bless her soul, bless her heart. You guys, she finds this fascinating because of her line of work with her career that she's going to be taking off in. And so it was interesting. She is in the area, and she finds this all fascinating due to she's writing a thesis. Okay. Now, could she be lying about all of this? Absolutely. Do I care? Absolutely not. Because she was totally blocking my view, and I was like, get Ron Burgundy out of there, man. Plow her down. Joyce, what are we doing? But here she is invested, and she thinks this is crazy. And she, from a psych standpoint, But here she is, the woman that asked the question, and she was like, she just offered up this information to Joyce. Joyce was like, Lana, there was a woman at the presser that asked a question and she wasn't part of the press. And I said, we're all part of the press. Come on now. So I'm going to go back to that presser and I want to play the clip because, I mean, I think it's just great. But that was her. That was her. She was the burgundy woman in the jacket in front of us. The title of this is called They Started Demolishing at 5:30 a.m., 7 a.m. my ass. So the reason is they started in on that house at 5:30. Jody Walker put it out because she's such a phenomenal human being that in her spare time, while she is just repairing all of our reputations, she wanted to lead us down a path that we were going to, begin at 7 a.m. So again, they'd be the type of people that go to Subway and get like a ham sandwich and would tell people that they had a turkey sandwich because they have diabetes. They just can't help themselves. It's like, oh my God, we have to lie about what kind of sandwich we ate because God knows how that could hurt us down the road. So just tell them you had peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Fuck, tell them you didn't even eat. They just, woo. And you just have to ask yourself why, like what's in the water out there. Thank you, Debbie, for that super sticker. Appreciate you. But yeah, they definitely have a case of the diabetes, and I don't know if it's in the water. I don't know because there are some really cool people out there. So but Cruz demolished the murder house. That's what they went with. And then King Road Home demolished. But that's what your local, right next to Trump. Love it. There you go. What else did I want to touch on here? Lying about sandwiches. You know it. Diabetes. It's the truth. It's genetics. Oh, shit. The only thing good in Idaho is the potatoes. Is that what it is? I think there's a lot of cool things about Idaho, actually. I just think they're just, they come in threes, maybe. So maybe it's all good. But, all right. Let's take a look at some other pictures I have. And Boston, while you're just sitting there coughing up COVID, if you want to let me know if it was presser 2, so I can pull it up from my stuff, let me know. Let me know since you're just laying around and having COVID. Oh, that's funny. All right, let's go ahead and do this. We are going to stop share a different style. We're going to go to... Let's see. I don't know what that is about. Okay, here. I want to point out a couple things. I think these are the ones I can do it from. Again, good evening, everybody. Do me a favor. You're going to have an opinion at some point. Make yourself known. Thumbs it up or thumbs it down. Make yourself known. I was trying to pay attention to, what they were, if they were bringing in dirt or whatnot. If they're just rocking it. I know some people had asked me a couple questions, just so you guys know. This is, let me see where you could see. Oh, we're getting all in the vents here. That's just a vent, guys. Okay, no, I don't know if a human could fit in there. All right, but just making sure we cover all of it. But there you go. That's just a vent. I know Miss Potts really wanted me to get in over there by where Bethany's room was. Yeah. I think the guy that was driving this thing he might have been a little tipsy. He should have taken me up on my donut offer. Let me show you guys something else. I had a Tampa Bay. They had a crew there, and they kept rolling film a little bit longer. And something I want you guys to see in the back is when all these police officers just show up out of nowhere, and Blaker starts helping, and I'm just thinking to myself, what the hell? Let me see if I can pull up the one that I wanted. Boom. Let's see here. Okay, yep, here we go. It comes right out of the woodwork. This is how you barely see that it was so light outside. Let me see. I want a really good picture, though, of it. 1 second. Sorry about that. It is popsicle time over here, so we had to get our popsicles on. Yes, sir. It's popsicle time. It's charger time. It's time to go to bed time. Joyce, there you are. Welcome. Welcome to the transparency, Joyce. Good to have you here. I had some close-ups of Blaker, though. I really wanted to show Blaker moving it. So let me get my can you get me my Blaker shots? Thanks, Dal. You guys, when you have so many pictures, you just don't even know, like, when you want to organize all this stuff. It's insane. What is up? Hi, Mandy. Mandy, what presser was it on where when the lady said that she was not with any affiliation and she lied about being part of the media? Let's see. I believe it is presser 2. Idaho press conference 2. Okay, I think this is it. I do want to show this really quick because the woman that was wearing the burgundy in front of us, this is her. So let's get this going.
Moscow to provide
employ to meet
Oh, God.
student needs.
There he is, the man of the hour.
Student and employees, students aren't comfortable returning to campus. We will do our best.
Is that her?
If there's an Argonaut reporter here, I think it's only fair to give our student reporter the first shot.
Is she already good to go?
There. Are you believe that there's no connection there?
Scotty Schwartz, NBC News. Just following up on that.
Can you guys hear anything?
You said that you don't believe that's the killer.
Trying to find
can
our
you
woman.
conclusively rule out the person that called 911 from inside the home as a suspect in this?
Hi, Emma Epperly from the Spokesman Review.
That's
I
where
know
they
you
zoomed
said
in
you're not
on
going to
her.
release who the 911 caller was, but
We are a Vandal family. Nothing means more to us than family. And I'd also like to just thank all those and for the great outpouring of support we've received from the nation. It's been incredible time and
Fair to give our student reporter the first shot.
Speak up if you're in the room, if you're from the
Yeah.
Argonaut.
I swear she's right over here
Are you from
on the
University
right
of
hand
Idaho Argonaut?
side.
Is anybody from the University of Idaho Argonaut? Okay.
And I sent you an urgent email about Brent K and DM. Okay. Okay. Thank you. She goes
Yes, ma'am, I'm
last.
Ted
Oh,
Williams,
does she go
Fox News.
last?
You all had said that these killings are targeted.
Lana,
Can
are you
share
talking
with
about
us
Destiny
why you
Martin?
believe they're targeted killings? And
Is
do
it
you
the
know
third
who,
press? Is
if
it
any
the
of
third
victims
presser?
were the actual
I thought it was
targets
the
of
second.
killings?
As we stated earlier in the previous press release or press conference, we believe
She's the
they're
one
targeted,
that is
because we
not
take
the
a
real
totality of
reporter.
all the
Well, she's
circumstances that
Ron
we're looking at.
Burgundy.
Do we
Ronald.
know
I
any
mean,
one person that it was targeted? We're not at
La Palermo, Idaho statesman. In the press release yesterday, you confirmed that the victims were found on the second
Is that
and
her?
third floors of the home. Can you say which of the victims were found where?
I'm not going to go
I
ahead and
got them
disclose that
sped up.
information. They were
Hold on
found on
one
the second and
second.
third floor. And that's as far as we're going to go with that part of the investigation too, because all those key pieces do come to play later. So we do thank you. We thank
is
you
the third.
for meeting with us. We
All
thank
right,
you
hold on one
for
second.
helping get information out. And I can assure
If
you,
it's the
we
third,
will
give me a second
continue.
here. I want the right one, and I want to know why my sound isn't working properly for me. Third press conference. So that would be 11:23. Oh wait. Wait, this is her. This is I got her. You guys, we got her. We found her. She's on. She's rocking. Here we go. We got her. Here she is. She was the woman in front of us.
Destiny Martin with the LCSC Pathfinder.
Is this her?
Can you lend any insights into the possibility that the murder weapon is linked to the ROTC program? And also you mentioned that the
Is this the
analysis
one?
unit is here. Will we be able to hear anything from them about a working profile they possibly have? And
This isn't
on
her?
that note, have you guys ruled out the
I think it's her.
possibility that the killer might be a female?
So we look at every avenue. We're looking at every group of people. Like I said early in our
Now-
first press conference, we're not
Now,
gonna let
what?
any stone
Why
go
this isn't
unturned.
important?
Um,
Okay.
I believe can you just clarify your second?
Is
portion
this
of that
woman?
question?
Bless her heart.
Oh, the BAU,
Okay.
sorry.
She has her phone and she is ready. Okay. She is. I think she's making her own documentary. I swear. Okay.
Destiny Martin with the LCSC Pathfinder. Can you lend Destiny Martin with the LCSC Pathfinder? Can you lend any insights into the possibility that the murder weapon is linked to the ROTC program? And also you mentioned that the analysis unit is here. Will we be able to hear anything from them about a working profile they possibly have. And on that note, have you guys ruled out the possibility that the killer might be a female?
Okay, this is Tina with What the Fuck Translation Services. What the Pathfinder? This is Destiny Martin with the Pathfinder. Wait, excuse me? Wait, what? Destiny, one more time for me, love. Here we go. Anybody? Hand up right here.
Destiny Martin with the LCSC Pathfinder. Can you lend any insights into the possibility that the murder weapon is linked to the ROTC program? And also, you mentioned that the analysis unit is here. Will we be able to hear anything from them about a working profile they possibly have? And on that note, have you guys ruled out the possibility that the killer might be a female?
Boom. Now, this is the woman that was in front of us at the demolition. She is the Burgundy lady. Her name is Rhonda Burgundy now. So she went from being Destiny Martin. Okay, now she is straight up. She goes from Destiny Martin. This is Rhonda Burgundy reporting. Now, talk about some balls. Mic drop. Yeah, mic drop. Just mic drop. Best questions, though. She asked really good questions, but the LCSC Pathfinder. So this was who was in front of us in the burgundy jacket. She busts it with Joyce.
So we look at every avenue. We're looking at every group of people. Like I said early in our first press conference, we're not going to let any stone go unturned. I believe can you just clarify your second portion of that question? Oh, the BAU, sorry.
Yes, I would like to know if the BAU has a working profile.
And we're going to give it to you, Destiny, a working profile. No, they already have the IGG, Destiny. Destiny, the working profile was the IGG. It came through, and we already have our guy here. It's 11/23/2022, and we are pretty sure that we already have the sheath identified at this point. And she's ready to rock and roll, man. And I think that Destiny Martin needs to join the home team productions crew.
You look at victimology. Are you able to tell us who was killed first on the time of death so that we may understand?
You guys, she just takes over this press conference. I don't think we realized it back then that, she totally just takes over. Does anybody understand that? LCSC is Lewis Clark State College, Joyce says. I know, Joyce. I know you guys are best friends now. So whatever you want to, what's the Pathfinder part? Did she just drive in her Pathfinder from LCSC Pathfinder here? But nobody realized this. I didn't even realize it. This woman took over the presser. Just like she took over our spot. She's there to find, she wants answers, man. We all want answers. Isn't that they were saying to us? Willie from Idaho State, please. We want answers. We need you to be patient. We all want answers.
Understand, if it was a targeted attack, it would make the most sense if they killed one of the roommates first, and then maybe the other two. I'm not. Sure. This is not speculation. I'm getting off topic. Have they come up with anything new regarding the motive or intentions of the killer or killers?
The BAU unit is working diligently to do what they do. Will that be provided? I'm sure that may be provided once the conclusion of this case comes together. But they are continually taking in information, reading reports, and gathering information for that.
The LCSC Pathfinder is a real news outlet. They just didn't go to them.
Seeing some speculation with some of the cars being searched this past week. Wonder if you can squash some of the rumors and that speculation. Is there anything you can share specifically on the white car out front and then a fault for the university.
So I'll have Captain Lanier go ahead.
Ooh, right there. Look at that. Listen to that. There's already rumors. They're asking about a white car. Now I have to pass it out to Lanier.
Well, we have looked at a lot of different vehicles. I'm assuming you're referring to the vehicles that were in the parking lot at the time. Yeah, so some of those vehicles belonged to.
No, we're actually talking about the white Hyundai Elantra.
Other people in the house. And so for us, that's part of the crime scene. As I mentioned earlier, the crime scene was expanded out through the parking lot. So we wanted to.
You know,
make
we
sure
were just
that
trying to be
looked
funny
at
with that.
those,
Thank you, the Pathfinder's a student
prior to releasing the
newspaper.
crime scene.
Kind of like
It's
the
just- it was
Argonaut.
part of the initial investigation that night.
Thank you. And for the university, is there any additional information at this time that you can offer about the candlelight vigil, maybe what we can expect from that? And then any other information you can provide about that ask of the community to light the night on November 30th?
All right, thank you for that. I'm going to turn this over to Blaine Eccles at this point. He's actually planning the whole event.
You know what? I don't know. But isn't that interesting how she brings up the white car right there? And look at Fry runs away from that. So they already know about the white car, you know what I mean? So listen to this.
Wash some of the rumors and that speculation. Is there anything you can share specifically on the white car out front and then a fault for the university?
So I'll have Captain Lanier go ahead and come up with that.
Thank you.
Out of all the cars, she mentions the white car. Isn't that crazy? I think you can go back and check out. Now, we found Destiny. I'm just going to go ahead and give Destiny Martin a call here and see if she would want to be interviewed. I think that she has a lot to say, and I'm here for it. Destiny Martin. Maybe her real name is Destiny Martin. Hi, Destiny Martin. This is Lana with the LCSC, not Pathfinder. Curious if you would like to converse. We would like to add you on the team. Hopefully she's taking phone calls. Yeah, white car out front where I missed that. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I want to hear that one more time about the white car. Let's listen to that again.
Be taking in information, reading reports, and gathering information for that.
Good afternoon, Chief. Amanda Rowley with Crime 2. Seeing some speculation with some of the cars being searched this past week. Wonder if you can squash some of the rumors and that speculation. Is there anything you can share specifically on the white car out front and then a fault for the university?
So I'll have Captain Lanier go ahead and come up with that.
Thank you.
Well, we have looked at a lot of different vehicles. I'm assuming you're referring to the vehicles that were in the parking lot at the time. Yeah, so some of those vehicles belonged to the victims and some belonged to other people in the house. And so for us, that's part of the crime scene. As I mentioned earlier, the crime scene was expanded out through the parking lot. So we wanted to make sure that we looked at those prior to releasing the crime scene. It was part of the initial investigation that night.
Thank you. And for the university, is there any additional information at this time that you can offer about the candlelight?
Wait, I want to hear that again.
Wash some of the rumors and that speculation. Is there anything you can share specifically on the white car out front and then a fault for the university?
So I'll have Captain Lanier go ahead and come up with that.
Thank you.
Well, we have looked at a lot of different vehicles. I'm assuming you're referring to the vehicles that were in the parking lot at the time. Yeah, so some of those vehicles belonged to the victims and some belonged to other people in the house. And so for us, that's part of the crime scene.
Wait a second. Boom.
The crime scene was.
That's what I thought. Okay. Listen to that one more time.
Go ahead and come up with that.
Thank you.
Well, we have looked at a lot of different vehicles. I'm assuming you're referring to the vehicles that were in the parking lot at the time. Yeah, so some of those vehicles belonged to the victims and some belonged to other people in the house. And so for us, that's part of the crime scene. As I mentioned earlier, the crime scene was expanded out through the parking lot. So we wanted to make sure that we looked at those prior to releasing the crime scene. It was part of the initial investigation that night.
Thank you. And for the university, is there any additional information at this time that you can offer about the candlelight vigil, maybe what we can expect from that, and then any other information you can provide about that ask of the community to light the night on November 3rd?
Belonged to the victims, and some belong to other people in the house. And so for us, that's part of the crime scene. As I mentioned earlier, the crime scene was expanded out through the parking lot. So we wanted to make sure that we looked at those prior to releasing the crime scene. It was part of the initial investigation that night.
Thank you. And for the university, is there any additional information at this time that you can offer about the candlelight vigil, maybe?
The initial investigation that night. You guys remember, so think about this now. Fry must have been shitting his pants when he first heard her ask about the white car. Listen to that. The other people in the house, yeah, exactly. That's why when Stacey Chapin talks about the 2 o'clock in the morning being a dark hour, I would love to know if there was a decision that people had left, and maybe Ethan didn't leave with his siblings, and then they left the car there. Because I always wondered, did they really just show up in that car that morning? Did they just walk on over because their car was there? Also, people borrow cars. So, but, 2 o'clock being a dark hour, that comes from, Ms. Chapin. But I touched on this before, and that the vehicles belong to other people that were in the house, and this was in the initial investigation, and this was to do with that night, okay? But I think they almost just shit themselves here with talking about this white car. And I think because that the rumors, what she talks about right here, is can we put any of these rumors to bed about, are you guys looking for a white car? You know what I mean? Because they always say, if in the beginning of an investigation, if you go back to the beginning and you actually listen to what people are asking in the beginning, they're getting it from somewhere. And right here, this woman almost freaking had it. She almost had it.
But they are continually taking in
Not Destiny, but this other woman.
Information for that.
Good afternoon, Chief. Amanda Rowley with Crime 2. Seeing some speculation with some of the cars being searched this past week. Wonder if you can squash some of the rumors and that speculation.
Okay, seeing some of the cars that are being searched, what would be, like, the cars that would be out in the parking lot, they all should be searched, okay? So I want to know what she's truly talking about. What cars are being searched? Were they pulling over people with white, white cars? It's very interesting to go back and see this on 11/23 you want to, squash the rumors. What's the rumors? The rumors that they're looking for somebody in a white car. Okay. Out of all the cars that were in that parking lot, the one that she mentions is a white car. And there was a white car, but that's not the white car that was truly being looked for. But this has to do all about the white Hyundai Elantra.
Amanda Rowley with Crime 2. Seeing some speculation with some of the cars being searched this past week. Wonder if you can squash some of the rumors and that speculation. Is there anything you can share specifically on the white car out front, and then a follow-up for the university?
So I'll have Captain Lanier go ahead and come up with that.
Thank you.
Well, we have looked at a lot of different vehicles. I'm assuming you're referring to the vehicles that were in the parking lot at the time. Yeah, so some of those vehicles.
No, we're actually not. We're talking about the white. I'm assuming you're talking about the white vehicle, right? You're not talking about the one that we're looking for, right?
Belonged to the victims, and some belong to other people in the house. And
okay, they say some belong to other people in the house. I have a question. What other cars were there besides just, all I have it as is Maddie's car was there, I'm sorry. Kaylee, Maddie, Ethan's Jeep, and Xana's. I have 4 vehicles there. And then the one siblings. But they said them, like, as it's like plural. What other cars were there? Did they let some cars go? Did they let some cars go? I found my Blaker picture. Blaker coming out of the woodwork. So again, yeah, had some cars, as in two, exactly. So sound is low. Just bear with me. Some last time I checked, though, some is more than one, and you know, they just. If you go back and you eyes watch these pressers, they are just all lying to the community.
Belong to other people in the house. And so for
Who else was in the house? Who else was in the house? There was a ton of people in that house, right? We all know that.
well, we have looked at a lot of different vehicles. I'm assuming you're referring to the vehicles that were in the parking lot at the time. Yeah, so some of those vehicles belonged to the victims and some belonged to other people in the house. And so for us, that's part of the crime scene. As I mentioned earlier, the crime scene was expanded out through the parking lot. So we wanted to make sure that we looked at those prior to releasing the crime scene. It was part of the initial investigation that night.
Thank you. And for the university, is there any additional information at this time that you can offer about the?
Again, some is two or more. There was only 5 cars there that are in any pictures, unless they got a car out of there, super fast. So that's curious. That's interesting to me to hear that. But also, these guys just don't know. Like I feel like they just don't know. Some belong to people in the house. Some belong to the victims. Yeah. But that white car, I'm telling you what she's talking about there. There was rumors about people looking for this white car back then. And they were so close. They were so close. They were so close. So close. Let me go ahead and put this on for you now. Lana, you don't tell what vehicle you are looking for, so person stays put and don't flee. Investigation tactics 101. No way, James. No way, really? I think that's why I'm trying to tell you guys that Fry about shit his pants when he's like, wait, you want to talk about a white car? Wait, what? Wait, here you go, Lanier. The whole purpose was that there was rumors going around about it because guess what? It was kids that turned over the surveillance. Don't you think they know what's on their surveillance? Yes, they do. And people talk. There was rumors going around, okay? Kids were talking at first, and then they were told all to shut the F up, period. But they were talking at first. So right there, though, they got so close. But if you have the right person, maybe asking questions and taking good notes, you could, but they heard these rumors because people were talking about it then. People were talking about that white car back then, seeing a white car. And then they just tried to cover it up with the white car that was in the driveway. Again. Now, take a look at this. Tampa Bay kept on rolling. Leanna gonna get triggered again about the roommates missing cars. Yeah, where are the cars at? I think we found one, but we'll wait and see. Here we go. Boom. There it is. There's Blaker coming on out with the other boys. And they said they had nothing to do with it. And then here they come. 70 FBI agents indicates to me that they thought it was a serial killer. There's an FBI headquarters over there, though. So I just don't understand why you're bringing you have different task force together and whatnot, but they were already there. And they're already doing something else. So you have to bring in other people to then do what you need them to do. But right here, this was during the demolition, and Tampa Bay kept on rolling film. So in the back, then they come out through the trees, and Blaker starts picking up the debris and throwing it around. But they were out in that backup parking lot. I'll zoom in. Can't really. There. But yeah. We don't even know that answer. We don't even know. God, your favorite word, debris. You know it. But yeah, and then I put it on my community page back a while ago, and I wanted you guys to look at the Pennsylvania presser. And Pennsylvania basically gives it away if you go back and you read it, if you watch it now. Pennsylvania gives it away and says, yo, the FBI is running the show. The FBI was the ones calling the shot and making all the communications and getting everything together for the Pennsylvania State Police. But it was very interesting to hear and listen to the Pennsylvania presser again. I put it up on my community page to go back and listen to that again. I recommend it. So 555. Oh yeah, that's right. Did you send me that? Yep. Fox 13. Let me see if I can pull it up. I want to see if I can pull this up. Fox 13's work. Let's go like this. I just have to pay attention to who's doing what, Lynn, in your opinion, how will they investigate another person with the house gone if BK is found not guilty? I think the house, I know that everybody, you've never seen a house admitted into evidence. I do believe that it's just a matter of if, you guys, if they change the house at all, like remember, like they brought a cleanup crew in there, that house was nowhere near what it was before anyways. Like there's a paint job. They cleaned it all up. So, otherwise we would have seen tables being flipped in there. It would have been a mess, right, during the destruction of it. And none of that's there. So I'm going to pull something up there for you, though. So as far as the house goes, the house, in my opinion, is more just like I would have left it there for the jury and the jury alone for the acoustics. Okay, that's the only thing that's going to be missing. Everything else to me is, it's 2023. It's also, if they did the right thing in gathering enough of the evidence and they have it in the lockers and they're being stored properly and, to be able to test other things down the road. So if Brian Kohlberger is found, not guilty, if he's found not guilty and he's acquitted, then there's going to be stuff there to see who else could have done this. So it's going to be about what they gathered and put into evidence is going to be what's important. Because they had already cleaned up that house. So it's a matter of, when you hear that they only 113 items, okay, well, I can't wait to know and find out what 113 amounted to. Let's see, though. And the way that I'm actually going to do this is I'm going to do a deep dive tonight, and I'm going to start a live in 30 minutes, those that want to deep dive, so I can keep everything together the way that I want it. So I'm going to round up this live. And I want to say thank you guys all. Thank you. Bless you. Bless you. Thank you. But right before I go, here we go. I'm going to show you this, which is Fox 13 scale demolition. And then this was, oh, I think that's just it's like that. Oh, no. Where's my Fox 13 one? Oh, wait, right here. Maybe this one's it. No, it's 10 months ago. Well, I'll just start it off on my next one. But I wanted to show you guys a little things. Those of you guys that want to deep dive back into showing that I don't think there's just so many other obstacles that I believe the prosecution has to overcome. And it's truly unfortunate, but the house to me is just I would have just left it so that you don't have to hear people bitching, but that's me. But you're everything that you have in evidence, if they didn't have it at that to this point, it was already gone. It was destroyed in some capacity. But you're never going to be able to get back. Guys, that house is small. Those rooms are tiny. Those weren't stuffed with like amazing insulation. This is literally, they would just put up the boards. You guys know what those boards are like. Those boards are flimsy. So, yeah, come back. And if you want to deep dive, I want to show you guys like the top 10 hurdles that I think the prosecution's going to have. And obviously, it's the burdens on them, the burdens on the prosecution, and people that think that Ann Taylor isn't fighting for Brian Culver. I think that you're being misled, because I think that they are. I think they are. So with that said, check out the new docs. I dropped those in the beginning. So there's a hearing, but yeah, check out the beginning of the episode and join me back here in about 30. We can go deep diving. So yeah, definitely I agree. That entire house is flimsy. Yep, it's, you guys, those rooms so close together on top of each other, small. It's an old house, okay, and they just kept adding on different parts. You guys know what people did when they did add-ons, okay? And it's very important to remember the situation. Kaylee's room was above the kitchen, right? Think about that. So when Dylan wants to talk about, I heard something and I thought it was Kaylee playing with her dog. Dylan's room. Dylan, where were you? Where were you that you would hear what you thought would be Kaylee playing with her dog? That's not even the bedroom that's on top of you. Boom, blow it up, but yeah. Join back here in a little bit. I'll deep dive with you guys, show you guys some stuff that I have, and we have to talk about it. Ready? Jack Showalter, what type of a witness is he going to be? How do you go from walking down the street talking to the girls, right? But then you get to the grub truck and then everybody acts like they don't know each other, to the point that if this was back in, like, let's say 2000, and that's the only clip that we would have had, somebody like Jack Showalter would have been zeroed in, dude, he's stalking them, but here they walk down, they're all talking, what looks like they're all together, right? But then they get to the Grubhub truck and then nobody is talking to anybody. And it's like, was that done for a reason? Then he's just standing in the back. He pops his hood. You guys, come on. Talk about how crazy that he would do all that. And then literally just in a couple hours, that they're murdered. Talk about bad luck. Talk about bad luck. If this would have been 2000, he would have been prime suspect, because back in the day, you're not going to have all the footage that they had, like all those security cameras that they had at, walking down. If you don't have that footage from them walking down, Showalter looks really, really sus, doesn't he? But I want to know what's more sus to me is that how you could walk down, be all together, but then when you get to the place, A, he doesn't order food. B, he changes his hat around, puts his hood up. All right, he changes his hat to forward.
and then nobody talks to anybody. But they were just coming down all talking to each other. Like what? That, and then they just, I mean, he, I believe, thinks he's giving him a ride, right? So, but then they just don't even tell him that, hey, we're leaving. At some point, they would have had to call up this private driver. And I know everybody's on this private driver kick, okay? But you guys, the dynamics of the two girls, Showalter, and then you're going to throw in this private driver, the dynamics of that taking place at that time and how it all played out is just on the same night, just like literally an hour to possibly 2 before they would all be murdered in a very, very horrific manner. And that it has, nothing to do with it. Talk about how, how there were just so many things going on. There's so many X factors. There's a bunch of different storylines going. So we'll see you guys in about 30. Deep dive.
In trouble.
It's November 29th. 4 people that were murdered.